So same thing, when you hear a sound, okay, number 2, when he hears a sound with the ear, he's troubled, ashamed by the agreeable, disagreeable, and the neutral, right? So in the case of the saint, whatever sound you hear, you just say, okay, that's it, I'm not going to have anything to do with it, kind of like. Right? But the saint is also compassionate, although it doesn't want to have anything to do with sound. Whatever you tell this saint, the Buddha, for example, he will help you. He will listen to you, as if you are his own son, relative, and so on. That's why we like religion, because religion is open. If you have a problem, you can easily go to a teacher, a monk, or nun who's practicing. Yeah? But for us, you hear a sound, if it's nice, oh, very nice, I like it. If it's not nice, you don't like it. So we are different. Yeah? So this is where we have to understand sound is just sound. If someone says something bad, we get upset, right? We hear people quarreling. Sometimes someone says something rough or loud, we're not happy with it. That's because we feel as if this person is scolding us, angry with us. That's a thought we have in our mind, but we don't know the other person's mind. So we want to shrink back because we don't like this kind of sound. So the idea here is to use loving kindness. So you have Nibbida here, you also have loving kindness. These two, they balance up, Because what you see in the world out there, especially in Singapore, it's becoming very crowded. Whenever it's crowded, you see a lot of things you don't like. People do things you don't like. All these cutting queue things are very small things, compared to other terrible things. People can be violent. Try walking quietly alone by yourself at night somewhere. It's not that safe, They say Singapore is safe, but don't test it too much. You go in the dark night by yourself. You can never know. There can be crazy people. Even when you cross the road, you see some people, they look at the green light, they look at the red light on the other side, red, and they just cross. And some drivers, they see green, the other side, and they just drive through. They're in trouble. So you have all kinds of people like that in a crowded place. So that feeling of Nibbida can be very strong. The feeling of revulsion can be very strong. But here is a positive feeling. It tells you, be careful wherever you go. Avoid hurting people. Avoid saying the wrong things. And that way, wherever you go, you're at peace with yourself. So this is a very simple way of understanding Nibbida. So whatever sound you hear, don't take it personally. In other words, people make funny sounds, angry sounds, because for some reason. Maybe it's a habit. Right? We don't know why. Got to ask them maybe. And then smell again. If you take public transport, very crowded, especially big area, not only crowded, a lot of smell. Sometimes you see in the bus, the person beside you really smell. And this is very good chance to practice, In meditation, we say don't judge the smell, don't say good or bad, just say smell, smell, smell. Okay, don't take a deep breath, of course, just normal breathing. And then there is, this is very interesting way to learn Buddhism, Who tells you it's bad smell? It is the old mind, your old mind. That's called the knower, the old mind. This old mind tells you, this guy beside you, is smelly. And then there's another mind telling you, it's okay. You notice that, right? And another mind says, it's okay. Now this is the new mind, the present mind. So you've got the old mind, very busybody controller, and the new mind, kind, gentle, always learning. So you must be aware of these two minds, and then respond accordingly, right? You forget because you also smell, and then the other guy doesn't complain, right? So it's okay, that's the way it is. It's a crowded place. So in meditation we say there is just smell. Okay, the smell doesn't come from this guy. The smell comes from our nose. If your nose is not working, this guy won't smell anyway. You know what I mean? Right? And in some cases, if you don't have smell, you're in serious trouble, Let's say you're a lion tamer. If you're a lion tamer, you better have the right smell, Otherwise a lion can't smell the smell, he will attack you. Right? So animals, smell is very important. So there you are. In meditation, we just say there is just smell. We don't evaluate more than that. Then you are not troubled. So in meditation, we say The smell comes from the nose, not from someone else. Because some people, they like the kind of smell, right? And then sound also same thing. The sound doesn't come from out there, right? The sound comes from the ear. Notice when you meditate, you are deep in meditation, even if somebody banging the door or shouting, you don't hear because you're so focused, you don't know. Right? When your children play computer game, you yell, they don't hear you anyway because they are totally focused on it, right? So the ear is not functioning. Okay? So in meditation also, we just say sounds in the ear, we just let it go, we don't bother about it. That's how, if you can do that, you're happy, you don't absorb these negative things because you push them away, leave them where they are. Same thing with taste. Of course, taste, if something tastes bad, spoiled, of course you won't eat it. Doesn't mean because you're a meditator, whatever comes, you just eat. Doesn't mean that. It's just saying you don't bother about this kind of thing. But still, you must know whether the food is good or bad, rancid or not. Right? You're not troubled by taste. That's the meaning. And then touch, too hot, too cold. We don't mind. We go on working or we adjust ourselves somehow because touch. My object here refers to thoughts. So here, in the case of the same, whatever thoughts that arise in your minds, they look at it very carefully, keep the distance. So for us too, we must try to keep the distance so that we don't get into trouble, we don't get lost in the thoughts. Some people, they like to think negative things. In fact, one of those things is very difficult for us to get rid of are thoughts about the past. Thoughts about the past. In Singapore, I often get stories, family stories. Parents mistreating their children when children are young. For example, parents not loving their daughters. I can imagine in Singapore is this kind of funny idea. They want sons, they want it with all daughters, are not very happy. They say bad luck, this family already, rotten luck, it's very stupid. Another one, we got this very abusive, violent father and so on. And this poor kid, really suffers and he grows up very unhappy, suicidal and so on. And the amazing thing is, they are very successful in life. So but then they're suicidal. And it's good that they talk about this thing, and in Buddhism, we try to help such people. So this is where when we use loving kindness, number one, we forgive ourselves. I accept myself just as I am. And those people who hurt us, we show them compassion. Compassion means kindness to people even when they don't deserve it, especially when they don't deserve it. Why? Because you can be sure if people are truly happy, they won't hurt you. If you are really happy, you will never break the precepts. So, to be a Buddhist means to be happy. If you are really happy, you're unlikely, you never want to break the precepts. If you are happy, even if you are poor, you want to be kind to others, you are contented. How do you become happy? By telling yourself you want to be happy. Loving kindness meditation is just that. Loving kindness meditation with ourselves, I want to be happy, I am happy, right now I feel so peaceful. You keep on telling yourself that somehow this joy is always there. You may wonder, how does this work? Well, a lot of people tell themselves the opposite way. They tell all these negative things, I'm a failure, I'm this, I'm that, and they keep on telling themselves that, and they become what they tell themselves. So we don't want to tell ourselves that, we want to reverse to something positive. Right? So this is where we show our nibbida, our revulsion, against the negative thoughts. We say, no negative thoughts. I'm going to let go of all these negative thoughts. The moment negative thoughts come to your mind and say, oh, you're not good enough, oh, you're bad, oh, you're stupid, well, let go of them. Another one say, oh, you're the best, Again, not true, let go of it. You know what you are. You want to be happy, that's okay. If you say, I'm happy, no, it's all right. Just a good feeling. Right? So certain negative thoughts, push them away. Build up these happy thoughts through remembering happy events. If you are married, you better remember the first day you met your boyfriend, girlfriend, first day of marriage, all those happy things. People forget, after they start remembering all the terrible things. Oh, you forgot to buy me this, you cook like that, terrible, you came home late, whatever, and so on. All kind of excuses, right? But once we are together, you got to share. Your lives. And then your children, they start growing up. And they're very nice little, cuddly little I told my friends, you know, the best pet you can have is a baby. It's so small, and they're so wonderful. You watch them grow, and then they become human beings. Isn't that wonderful, you know? And they can talk, you know. But then when they reach teenage, oh, they are not to change your mind. But then they become men, you know. They become men and women, and they come back. You're very old at the time. They say, "Hello, pa, hello, ma." Wow, that's also wonderful, actually, you know. So this is where you have to show them that space, that love. At the same time, some distance. Then things will be all right. That's the meaning. Yeah? So it's love, happiness. Happiness goes together with love. If you're happy, it's easy to love also. So think about happy things with the people that you live with, your loved ones, especially your loved one. You know, the thing about people who are close to us, you can easily remember a lot of negative things. If you remember negative things, your family life will never be happy, your love life will never have love, you'll never have any friends anyway, because everything you think is negative, so no one is to be friend with you, right? But if you are all the time thinking happy things, you know, there's some people who just naturally smile. That's wonderful. So the secret of a happy life, happy marriage is be happy. Be happy. And then your life will be happy. So this is the simple way of looking at this DA teaching. Yeah? Now page 10 tells you a bit more at the bottom. Ways of looking at the world. So how does the saint behave? He's the master of perception, the saint. And the saint knows just how to direct his mind. So something we can learn here. He directs his loving kindness towards these agreeable objects and regards them as physical elements. If you see somebody looking very ugly or someone you don't like, you say, oh, this person, just four elements, 5 aggregates, just a person. Right? So may this person be well and happy, right? So that you are loving kindness. You send your loving kindness to this person, may you be well and happy. In fact, sometimes you just say, may you be well and happy. That's good enough already, because that pushes out the angry thought. Your mind can only have one thought at a time. So if you have a happy thought, you cannot have an angry thought. Okay? So next time somebody is angry with you, you say, may you be well and happy. So this person don't know what to tell you. So it sounds so stupid to scold you, right? That's not right. Direct the thought of foulness towards agreeable objects and regard them as impermanent. One day you see this very expensive thing that you want to buy. And then you tell yourself, oh, I keep this at home. I take up space and then it will break. And then my friends see the wrong idea about me, think that I'm very rich. So you think like that and then you won't buy it. Okay? Or at least you think in perspective. Right? That's the meaning. Okay? For example, you know, our whole family love animals. You know. We were living in Malaysia, we got this nice house, small single-story bungalow, lots of space around, and rent was cheap there. So every puppy and kitten we saw, we pick up. So we had like 20 kittens in the house and 30 puppies, 30 dogs outside the house. So inside cats, outside dogs. And that memory is very happy, you know, because I still remember all those cats. Whenever they're all housebroken, so they'll never do their toilet in the house. So they all go to the door and they stand at the door, gingerly, carefully looking around. No dogs. Then they shoot across to the fence. You do the toilet. And after that, same repeat action, they come back. Like gorillas. They avoid the dog. Because the dog see the dog chase the gorilla, you see. Because the dogs just chase them playfully anyway, because by the time the dogs are used to them. So we got thinking, oh, these dogs, you know, and cats. So happy. And but now, even one cat quite difficult to keep. You know, in the flat, in some flats you're not allowed to keep cats. Since our own flat, we have 2 cats. You know, and these 2 cats are really wonderful cats. We have one massaging cat. You know, this cat likes to come on me and start massaging my belly. And I was told it's called kneading. You know, like making bread. Because this cat likes it because it reminds him of drinking milk from the mother. So I like the mother. So So these are things that you feel very happy, but yet you can't do more than what you want, and that's enough. It's good enough, because the situation is different, so you adjust yourself. So we can't have everything, but we adjust ourselves. And number 3, pervade both with loving kindness. So sometimes we see 2 opposite qualities, so you can send loving kindness to both. In fact, loving kindness works well with everything. Number 4, it directs the thought of foulness to both. Also can, right? Sometimes you can, for example, let's say there's some desire arises which is not meant to arise. So you regard the object as impure, foul, and think about the negative aspects, and you won't be troubled by it. And then the last one is calm mind. Okay? Just let the mind be at peace. This one, of course, is difficult, but possible. This is the trained mind. The people who have done meditation, the saints, and so on, and the Buddha definitely. So, in other words, always when you look at something, whether it's people or thing, always remember the 5, either the elements, they are things, then think of them in terms of the elements. They're nothing but 4 elements. Everything has got 4 elements. Okay? It's a proportion. You look at people, you can think of them also in terms of elements, and that way you are safe. Another meditation in the next page 11 is impermanence. This is my favorite meditation actually. I like to tell people, constantly reflect on impermanence. Impermanence. Why? Because if you do that, then you won't get angry. Occasionally in the house, like that, my children force them to wash dishes in place. Otherwise, he don't go and play computer games. So I said, no, after eating, first thing, wash dishes. And suddenly you hear something, something break. So that's one thing we never get angry in the house. Nobody gets scolding if they break anything. We really say, impermanent, Really sharp, impermanent. Of course, if we don't make a habit of that, then our well also will be permanent. But the idea is, it's broken, so what? What's there to get upset about? Right? So just let it be. So that way, that little thing doesn't control your life. So it's broken, okay. And even the most precious thing in the world, can get broken. Can I tell you the story about the very precious China pot in Thailand? I've told this story many times, but I think now you've heard this story. It is said that once the Sangaraja of Thailand went to China, and he was given this very ornate teapot, beautiful clay, right? Very nice, very ornate. It's so nice and ornate. No one dares to touch it after that. So it was brought to Thailand and kept a very nice, very honorable place. So all the visitors who come and see the Sangaraja, the chief monk, can see that teapot. And the Sangaraja was saying, this is from China, look at how delicate the work is. And every week, this navvies will come and carefully, gently clean it with a duster. It just happened one day, this navvies was not so mindful, and this whole thing fell. The thing go to 1,000 pieces. And what did the Sangaraja say? He said, oh, this is wonderful. My suffering is over. It's all broken, gone. He didn't scold the navvies at all. He said, oh my goodness, this is good. My suffering is all over. Before that, the suffering, this nice thing, you have to make sure it doesn't break, right? After it's gone. Of course, we are not teapots, if someone dies, we feel very sad, right? You cannot buy these human beings, But to people we love, we also got to say impermanent, We all grow old, right? So we are not like, when we're young, so we also change. The kind of places we go to for holidays also will change. It's all normal. Or maybe we might have to go for less holidays because we don't enjoy walking so much or traveling so much anymore. So this kind of change also go through us. So we adjust ourselves accordingly. But one thing doesn't change, and one thing must not change. It's a desire to learn and to strengthen your mind. Because as you grow older, the body becomes older, but the mind is still a child, you know. Many of us grow old, but few of us grow up. Very different, you know. To grow up means the mind must be wise. So this mind is still young until you are enlightened. Then the mind becomes really truly mature. Spiritual maturity. That's why we're studying all this suttas now. We meditate so that we do not become childish. To be angry is to be childish. To be fearful is to be childish. To be filled with hatred, all the negative emotions, to be childish. If we are truly adult, mature, we won't do these things. Right? That's also the meaning of mature. Mature means wise, not matured. Matured means ripe. That means old. Mature means wise. So this reflection and impermanence helps us to look at things wisely. It's a way of learning things when we look around. Because if you accept this natural state of things which are impermanent, and you give space, you stand back, you are not easily cheated by the world. You're not easily cheated by the world. So if you say things are impermanent, you can stand back, look at reality, you can still enjoy life. You're still happy because when you see things are impermanent, you treasure them more. You look at the person you love and you say, oh dear, we'll become here forever, right? So our lifespan, 100 years maybe even lifespan, but not forever. So we treasure people that we love. We cannot always be with them. We treasure our children, we treasure our friends because we cannot always be with them. So impermanence is not a bad thing. Impermanence means we cannot always have what we want. So when you do have them, we should treasure. We should treasure our breath. What's the best way to treasure your breath? Is to watch it, observe it in your meditation. Right? And when you watch your breath, you become very peaceful. You become focused. It also leads to awakening, to make you Buddha in the future. So how do we use this kind of understanding in a positive way? So this is on page 12. You can use this to slowly direct your mind towards meditation and liberation. Page 12. Section 4.1. This is from the Upanishad Sutta. This sutta is very interesting because it begins with suffering. The sutta says that if we go through suffering, we can actually learn something. In other words, suffering is a way of learning. Suffering is telling us something is missing in our life. Suffering is telling us we have not put in the right effort. Suffering is telling us we have not learned everything there is to learn about this thing. That's the meaning of suffering. Suffering doesn't mean we are bad or anything like that. Well, maybe we're not mindful, yeah. So we look back and ask ourselves, what happened here? What really happened? And what can we do about it? So you examine. That's what suffering is useful in that way. Through suffering, in other words, if we suffer in life over something, then we look back and examine it, then we have faith. Faith means we have the confidence that we can do something about it. So that's what it begins with faith. Notice here, faith, right? So, for example, let's say the work we do here in this center. Sometimes people come here and talk to us about their problems. So if we say, all these people got so much problems, why don't we just forget it, be happy? Or maybe we put a rule outside. Only happy people can come here. Then
how does the unhappy people become?
Yes, then maybe all the unhappy people will come in because they want to be happy. And you'll be very unhappy, right? So the point here is, if you see people suffering, or rather as a Buddhist, if you see people suffering, number one, you tell yourself, well, that's what the Buddha said. First noble truth. Suffering is everywhere. It's the truth of life. People suffer for all kinds of reasons. And everyone suffers. All those who are unawakened, they suffer. Whether rich or poor, they still suffer. universal truth. So you have faith to say, oh yes, what the Buddha says is true. And then you yourself suffer. You see, wow, sometimes things don't work out, you try your best. Now sometimes I write this weekly reflection, I like it very much. I say, wow, I'm sure people will like it. First letter comes, say, I don't like this one. Stop sending me all this. Then suddenly you feel so low, and you say, oh yeah, maybe I'm stupid. No, not so. People have their opinions, they have a right to tell you that they like or don't like. In fact, nowadays, we receive lots of email all over the place, all over the world, saying, oh, they like this, I like that, so many things. Because they can use all these materials. Of course, if I had a chance to use all these materials 20 years ago, I was so happy. And these are not easy to get materials. But now, because I know the sources, I've been working for the last 30, 40 years, I told myself, wow, this is really wonderful stuff. I want to put them all together so people can use them. I have faith in people who are suffering because I know they can get out of the suffering. And I have faith in myself also because I know all this suffering is the way I think. So if I change the way I think, I won't suffer. So faith, right? So when you have faith, what happens? There is joy, sukha. You just feel comfortable, happy. And if you have joy, that means if you feel comfortable in your work, there is zest, piety. Now there are many words for happy here, on different levels, each become higher and higher. Piety or zest means joyful interest. Joyful interest. That means when you are doing something, you somehow get so involved in it, you're really happy. All the energy is there to do this. When you enjoy doing something. And then because of this zest, when you continue with this zest, there is tranquility. Body and mind are peaceful. And when body and mind are peaceful, there is happiness. There is true happiness of body and mind. And when you are happy, now you know why. In our meditation, I always tell you, smile in your heart. Some people, they try to meditate. Cannot get. Suddenly I say, smile in your heart, they smile. And then you work, you're so happy. Because in Singapore, they forgot now to smile. Now we keep reminding them, remember, smile. Right? Now, occasionally I do see people smile, especially people. I was waiting for a bus today, and this van, work van, people from the office. I just like to watch this van. This van stops, and the people come out, they always smile because we already finished work already. No more office work, no need to do anything. They come out, they're going to go home smiling. I don't know them, I still smile. So good, that's very good. Right? So it's just smiling. In Asia, you have to be careful how you smile. It's not the wrong people, you might get a slap. Why are you smiling at me? It's especially an old man smiling at a young girl, for example, in trouble. Or worse, a young girl smiling at an old man, and so on. So there are all these funny cultural things. But in a temple, it's okay. In a place like this, it's okay. You smile, people are happy, that's great. Right? In fact, when in a temple, people don't smile, you don't want to go there again. Right? So this happiness, you've got to build up this happiness. Because why? It helps you to meditate. You see, after happiness is concentration, samadhi. So your mind can focus. It's like you have a telescope, You first mount it properly, and then you direct it to wherever you want to look, and then make sure the lenses are clean. And then you look through it, and then you focus, and then wow, it's very clear. That focus is called concentration. Samadhi. And that concentration, mental concentration, leads to knowledge and vision of things as they really are. You see, this is a simple aspect of this in your meditation. If you sit quietly and meditate, you feel very peaceful. And inside you feel so calm. That's what you really are. You're actually a very nice and peaceful person. And then after that, you have revulsion. This is where revulsion comes in, okay? Revulsion means what? You say, how come I couldn't behave last time? I got angry and I got upset, I was negative. So that's very stupid, So you don't have to do that anymore. You are revulsed with it. You just want to get rid of it. You don't even want to think about it, Revulsion. Right? You are disgusted with evil, with negative things. And when you are disgusted in that way, repulsed in that way, dispassion arises. Dispassion, it means what? You don't want to have anything to do with it. It doesn't attract you anymore. It's just like let's say we're buying things from shop A, why you buy a lot and then you pay this money and you thought it's cheap. And once you discover there's a shop down the road, half the price, you will never want to go to shop A again, right? Isn't it stupid if you do that? You always go to shop B. Okay? So that's a very simple analogy. So here, this passion, you don't even want to think about shop A, but it cheated you. And you are totally free. You are no more troubled by your own negative emotions anymore. So this is a very simple way of showing how meditation and your mindfulness can help you become a happy person. Simple way. So I think that's a very happy place to end. Just nice. I put my yellow marker here also. So, any questions to us today? Anything? This is part 1. There's another follow-up of this tape. So you're watching. I'm still alive. You're watching this, but anyway, wait for the next tape. Questions, anyone? So in summary, we have to look at things as they really are, stand back a bit, and if you see something's negative, you just stand away, let it go. And you want to give space to people you love, to friends. You must give space to yourself also. Sometimes we blame ourselves too much. So we must tell ourselves, it's all right. To yourself. But don't say this to other people. Never say it's all right to other people. I got one friend, I told this friend, I said, I'm really in pain this time. The friend said, it's all right. I said, what do you mean it's all right? I'm suffering with pain or something, it's all right. So that's something you never say to other people. You only say to yourself, okay? It's all right. Meaning, you will know what right thing to do. But to other people, you say, why? You don't know what to do, remember this one question, why? People will like you. Say why? You're not showing why. Right? Someone says, I don't like you, say why? Someone says, I like you, say why? Then you are safe. Okay? So that is the question that brings you wisdom. No questions there? Okay, so as usual, we'll close with a short reflection. Just kind of quiet moment. Today we have reflected a bit. We began our study on Nibbida, and also so that people who miss this lesson can listen, can watch this recording. Nibbida is a very wonderful teaching by the Buddha, very realistic teaching. The Buddha is instructing us how to look at things beyond the labels, beyond the covers, beyond appearances. Look at things as they really are, and yet not to be shocked by them, but to be wise and keep our distance if they're negative. And also to give space for people, especially those we love. And we do that, then we have loving kindness, we have compassion. And this is a very positive way of thinking. This is good mental karma. But the power of such good mental karma, may our minds quickly focus in our meditations. May we be free from negative states and pain. May we be wise. And most importantly, by the power of all this good karma, may in this life itself we attain spiritual liberation, namely streamwind. In these peaceful moments also, let us send out our loving kindness to all those people who are important to us. And also, may those people whom the Dharma has not touched be touched by the Dharma and be happy in the Dharma. May all beings be well and happy.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.